All connections will stop.
OMG, it's Katie Gatsby.
The vlog has started.
Katie and I are currently waiting for a cab, and they're gonna be here in about 30 minutes because there's none left. Anyway, we've seen.
Of course that happens.
Literally. We've also seen a double-decker bus.
Wow!
Anyway,
We've seen none of London, but we have seen a ton.
literally. This airport is in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, bye. We eventually did make it home safely, so perhaps spending the $160 was in fact preferable to being stabbed in an underground station in London at 1 a.m, but I'll stay salty. Anyway, upon arriving to our Airbnb, we patiently awaited for our host to open the door for us, as we had previously discussed, yet come to find out she was ghosting us. So there we were, two naive and defenseless gals freezing on a cold winter's night on an ominous street with our entire lives packed into our suitcases, unsure of what would come next or if we would even survive until daybreak. But luckily Kathleen did end up letting us in after about 15 minutes, so it's fine, I'll let it slide. She was actually very kind and welcoming, and her cat was also incredibly friendly, so we couldn't really complain. OMG guys, most exciting part about seeing Katie. She delivered my brand new iPhone 17 to me. This is so exciting. I'm gonna open it and give you guys some ASMR. Wow. This is so exciting, guys. We have made it out of the house. We are on the way to a corgi party.
They're wearing Christmas sweaters.
It's gonna be epic. And epic it was. Although the day did get off to a rough start since I had to speak with some AI chatbots about converting my eSIM from my old phone to my new phone, which you wouldn't think would be an issue, but you'd be mistaken. I may as well have asked for $1 billion to be shipped to my front doorstep by noon. That is to say, my mission failed, and I had to soldier on with my old phone, but I digress. This whole ordeal, though, took up about an hour of our morning, so thanks a lot, Holofly. I'm still waiting for my compensation. Time is money, you know. But luckily, although we were an hour late to the corgi party, there were some stragglers left behind, and hey, you can't complain. You gotta take what you can get, and some corgis are definitely better than no corgis. And in all seriousness, although this whole kerfuffle that we had to deal with this morning was a bit irritating, you can't really stay mad for too long when you're surrounded by so many four-legged pom-poms and jolly little Christmas sweaters. So this was definitely a highlight of the trip for us, and I would definitely go here again. It gets a solid 10 out of 10. Anyway, after that truly exhilarating morning, we decided to dawdle around the park a little bit before making our way over to meet the king himself. Now, I must say I was a little disappointed by his residence. You know, when I think of Buckingham Palace, I think of something large and in charge, something grandiose, something spectacular. This was most certainly not the case. It is tiny, minuscule, microscopic even. I needed a magnifying glass to even find it. Now, obviously, this is an exaggeration. It was still quite big, but I guess it's true what they say. The TV really adds an extra 10 pounds because it was just not as large as we were expecting. That's what she said. This was literally our first reaction when we saw it. Okay, guys, at Buckingham Palace.
We are
Super
underwhelmed. Where's the rest of it? I feel
Half
like
of it's missing.
we're gonna go walk on the other side to see if it's any better.
We will update.
This palace truly had us bamboozled to the point we literally gaslit ourselves into believing we were just looking at it from the wrong angle. Also, it loses points because the guards were wearing their winter uniform rather than their iconic red one. So what is even the point of guarding if you're not #serving, if you know what I mean. Buckingham Palace gets a 6 out of 10. I did like the horses. Anyway, after a quick lunch, it was finally time to meet the one, the only Big Ben himself. Now, of course, we were super excited to meet not only the world's largest Ben, but of course the world's most iconic Ben. He's quite literally the biggest A-list celebrity in London, and he definitely lives up to his name. Big Ben is certainly big, and I'll admit the name Ben does suit him very well, but I could also see him pulling off perhaps a Brian, maybe a Bob. Although I am hyping him up right now, before actually seeing Ben up close, yes, we're on a first name basis, I had my doubts. But when I saw him up close, I began to really see the appeal. In person, you know, seeing the blue clock face contrasted with the gold surrounding it, it's quite mystical and perhaps magical even. But that's enough. I don't want to boost Ben's ego any more than I already have. We all know there's nothing worse than a man with a self-absorbed and entitled attitude, which I really shouldn't be feeding into. So it was time to take a tuk-tuk to Covent Garden. I do want to quickly flex on you all though and mention that we did see the sun come out in London, which I know you probably didn't think happened ever, but it did, so suck on that. Anyway, back to the tuk-tuk ride. This cost us about $40 each, and the ride was about 10 minutes long, but I suppose it did save us from having to walk around in the rain, and our driver was blasting Christmas carols, so was it worth the $40? I'll let you decide, and if you think it wasn't worth the $40, you can keep that opinion to yourself. Before we knew it, we had made it to Covent Garden, aka a super festive and jolly street, aka the busiest place on Earth. When I say all 8 billion people on planet Earth decided to come here at the exact same time as Katie and I'm not joking. I counted, and all 8 billion were indeed here. After looking around at the Christmas decorations, the number of plebeians surrounding us was starting to become a little too overwhelming. So we headed to a quieter area nearby, but soon after we did just decide to go home since we were becoming sleepier by the minute. The metro, however, had other plans, and so a human barrier formed around the entrance to the underground and trapped us outside in a herd of NPCs. Apparently, all 8 billion people that were in Covent Garden decided they wanted to go home at the exact same time as us, which was super convenient. But after waddling our way through multiple metros, we finally reached our home base. We are back in our room, and it is time for dinner. What's for dinner? Bread and jam with no butter because we were too lazy to buy butter. Today was a very epic day. We learned today that London is very busy.
Very busy.
We learned that the weather changes very quickly.
Very quickly.
We learned that it's very expensive. That's why this is how But it was a great day. What was your favorite part of the day, Katie?
That's a great question. I think my favorite part of the day was... I don't even remember everything I did. The corgis were really good. Seeing the corgis in their little Christmas sweaters. And then probably seeing Big Ben. That was really cool.
I liked our little tuk-tuk ride.
Oh yeah, I forgot we did that. That was my favorite part of the day.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna look through the photos now.
Yes.
Bye.
Good morning, everyone. Me and Katie are gonna get dressed and ready for the day. We are dressed. Fit check time. I don't have any shoes on yet, but look how cool my hand-knitted socks are. These pants, a McDonald's vintage jumper, a red and green scarf, my Columbia jacket, and my beanie.
Okay, I have my beanie. I have a red scarf. It's very, very pretty. I have a brown long sleeve shirt. And then I got my Levi jeans. And then some white socks.
That's amazing. We're gonna start the day now.
Yes.
And start the day we did. Our day today, unlike yesterday, was off to a great start since we got on our first double-decker bus in London, which I must say was quite the experience. Look at this magnificent view we had. Overall, 10 out of 10. Our bus then kindly let us out at the world-renowned Notting Hill. First up on our to-do list was to see these colourful houses, which were colourful, I suppose, but the whole time I was thinking, damn, I'd hate to have a bunch of random people standing outside my house all the time taking photos. I say as a random person standing outside someone's house taking photos. We then meandered over to the nearby markets, which had quite the variety of knickknacks, which you love to see. Did I buy anything? No. Did I love everything I saw? Yes. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Katie then took me to the Notting Hill bookshop, which if you're anything like me and haven't watched the movie Notting Hill, you wouldn't understand why this place is so hyped up, and you'd kind of just stand there and be like, what's the big stink? Why are all these people just standing outside this random store? But then Katie dropped the law on me, and I understood. I get the vision now. Anyway, that's enough funny business. It's time for the most important part of the day, aka lunchtime. It's lunchtime. What are we eating for lunch, you might ask? Orange juice, Pringles, some fruit, and a ham and cheese toast. Delicious. And mozzarella sticks. Anyway, after that absolute feast, our hungers had been satisfied for now, and it was time to head to Camden. There was quite a lot to do here, and I don't think we really gave ourselves enough time to fully appreciate our surroundings. There was just too many good shops and too much good food. Well, actually, I can't confirm nor deny if the food was good because it was too expensive, so we didn't get any. But I can confirm that it smelled delicious. In the meanwhile, I had developed quite a strong craving for some freshly squeezed orange juice, and today just so happened to be my lucky day, I guess, since we happened to find some.
Okay, guys. I have been craving orange juice, freshly squeezed orange juice, all day. And I just bought it from over there. How much was this, you might ask? It was $12. But I'm not ashamed. And now I'm going to give you guys a taste. Test. It's delicious. $12 well spent. I have no regrets.
What do you rate it?
A 10 out of 10.
A 10 out of 10. That's grand.
We have made it back home. What's for dinner? Another butterless jam bread.
Delicious.
Today we did lots of shopping.
Lots of shopping.
We don't have one. We don't have two.
We don't have 3.
But we have 4 bags. Unfortunately, most of this cannot be shared because they're all gifts for people that may feel like watching this video. Or they may not. I don't know. Let's go through some stuff. This was my lunch. That can't be shown.
OMG, we went to the Notting Hill bookshop. So I bought a magnet with the most famous quote that's in the movie. Very cool. Wow. And then I bought a little postcard with the bookstore on it. Wow. What's next? We got Nerfing for my headache. These sunnies. I bought some sunnies because they were sick. They're very pretty. Oh yeah, I bought this for my mom. It's like a little ring dish because you can put like little rings in it. It's got like a bird and it's like a shell that's like been hand painted with a bird inside. I think it's really cool. I have a pin collection in my car, so I obviously had to get a little London pin. I thought that was pretty sick.
Katie did a lot of shopping today.
I did a lot of shopping. These are sick. These are like posters. There's this One Direction album. And it's a phone booth from London. And then this one, their first album. And then I also got my brother for Christmas. He loves Oasis, so there's like an Oasis one. And then a Queen one. This was a scam. I bought this thinking it was gonna be £4. It was £11. This cost me $22. That's ridiculous. Oh, Summer, it says it right there.
Well, we right there.
Oopsies. And then I bought a postcard of London.
Wow. Wait, that's mine.
That's mine.
Oh,
We
yeah?
got the same one. We went to a photo booth and took some photos. Let's go through these one by one. There's that one. And then there's that one. And then that one. And then... I think that's beautiful. I got my brother this ring. It's like, just got like some designs on it. And then the most expensive purchase of the day. This cardigan. It's freaking sick. It's a Taylor Swift cardigan. Wow! This is freaking sick.
But wait, there's more.
There was quite a lot of shopping done today.
For someone.
I got
Oh,
a really cool watch. It's basic, but it's cool.
That is cool.
I love it.
I love it too.
And then, last one. I think this might be the most epic one of the day. It's Harry Styles' Jesus. It's a fridge magnet. I love it. He's Jesus. Okay, and that's everything that was purchased.
The end. It's bedtime. We're going to watch some Stranger Things and then call it a night. But we're going to end today's vlog here. How would you rate today, Katie?
I would rate today as probably an 8 out of 10. Because it did rain a little bit. I had a headache for the morning.
Are you kidding me? Well, I had a 10 out of 10 day because I'm not pessimistic. And I appreciate every day that I have to live on this earth, unlike some really ungrateful people.
Be for real.
I had a 10 out of 10 day overall, except for the fact that I was with Katie. Anyway, good night, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's breakfast time. What's for breakfast? Banana that I already ate. And you'll never guess. Jam bread. Delicious. Anyway, bye. Bye.
Hello again, friends. Yes, we are now starting the day. Please keep up. We began our third day in London by going to Leadenhall Market, which is quite a misleading name since it's not a market at all, but the Christmas tree they had set up was quite nice, so I'll give them that. Leadenhall Market gets a 6.5 out of 10. Like I said, though, there's not much going on here, so we continued on with our quest and strolled over to Trafalgar Square. We did make a couple of pit stops on our way there, though, since we encountered so many cool buildings. This is also one of my favorite things about big European cities. You can kind of just walk around everywhere so easily and find heaps of things you otherwise would have missed. Like, look at this jolly little ice skating rink. It really gets you in the Christmas spirit. But there was no time for ice skating shenanigans. After all, Katie and I were on a very serious mission. Anyway, we finally made it to Trafalgar Square and feasted our eyes upon the infamous Christmas tree. It quite literally was one of the most underwhelming Christmas trees I've ever seen, but that's what makes it so beautiful. Perhaps the person who decorated it wanted to remind us to appreciate the simpler things in life and find beauty in the mundane. Or perhaps they were just inspired by corn on the cob and stopped decorating it halfway through to eat some corn on the cob. Who's to say I can't yuck someone else's yum, so I'll just move on. The Christmas market here was fantastic though. It's probably one of the best Christmas markets in London, I would say. Not that there's much competition since the Christmas markets in London are quite lackluster. We then headed to another nearby market where we found this truly delectable cheese pasta that was made within a wheel of cheese. It doesn't really get much better than this, and me being the cheeseaholic that I am, I absolutely devoured this, and it was delicious. 10 out of 10. We then slowly made our way over to Harrods, which is this huge shopping centre that everyone goes to in London, but the two of us went with the sole intention of seeing the Christmas decorations they had set up, since allegedly they were supposed to be pretty epic sauce, but alas, we did not see them. Perhaps we were lied to, or more likely we're just too stupid and couldn't find it, since the layout of the shopping centre was far too complex for us simpletons. On the bright side, we did find a Jellycat store, so that was something. Did we buy anything? No, obviously, we're not made of money, jeez. After a somewhat anticlimactic time at Harrods, we journeyed onwards to see some of London's most esteemed Christmas light displays. It was a struggle to get here though, since my phone signal randomly decided to stop working, but luckily after a little while of aimlessly meandering around, it decided to work again and led us to the lights. Although the streets were once again very crowded, I must say the lights were very pretty. We did have a couple of streets of lights we wanted to see, but at this point of the day we were just far too sleepy and still had about an hour on the tube to get home, so we cut our losses and decided to call it a day. At one of our stops though, this lovely band was playing and totally not blocking anyone's path or standing in the way in a very busy underground station, perhaps causing a hazard in case an emergency situation should arise. But I won't be a hater, they were just vibing, they were just laying down some sick beats. We did eventually make it to our last stop, and we did a quick grocery shop before heading back to our humble abode.
Okay guys, we have a haul today.
Another one.
And we only got one thing each, but it's literally the best thing that you've ever seen in your life.
It is.
3, 2, 1. OMG.
Look at this. These are authentic Peruvian alpaca wool jumpers.
It is so cute and comfy and cozy, and we're gonna try them on for you right now. Okay, are you guys ready? These are so comfy and cozy and warm. The texture is so cuddly, guys.
It is so snuggly and
we're
cozy.
literally matching.
We
have
are.
same
Wow.
jumper, different colors.
It's pretty sick.
Okay, bye everyone. Anyway, this brings us to our favorite time of the day. Dinner time. What's on the menu
Delicious.
today? Bread? Where's the jam, you might ask? It's holding up the phone. And what do you have for dinner, Katie?
I bought myself an egg and mayo cheese sandwich. Look how delicious. Just look at that.
We're gonna watch Stranger Things and enjoy our dinner now. Bye. It's currently 5 a.m. and we are getting ready for the day. We have big plans for today and we need to leave the house by 6 a.m. So we'll see you then. Ta-da! You can't really see anything actually, so you might be wondering, where are we? What are we? Who are we? When are we? And all I can say is that we are on a bus bound for the ultimate calendar image icon, Stonehenge. The bus ride was only about 2 hours and our tour guide lady was very cool. Here's what she had to say when we arrived at the site.
Yay! Stonehenge, guys! In in the field.
And she was right, Stonehenge was indeed in the field. Anyway, we were lucky enough to be one of the first people to arrive at Stonehenge. Once we got there, we could have either walked or taken the bus to the actual stones themselves, and of course we took the bus. There was no time to dilly-dally. After a very short bus ride, we had made it to some of the most notorious stones of all time. Stonehenge is actually older than the pyramids, and most of the stones came all the way from Scotland or Wales, which is insane considering it was constructed before the invention of the wheel. To this day, no one knows how they actually transported these gigantic heavy stones all the way to this random open plain in England, or what their true purpose actually is. The way they're set up too has some sort of solar significance, since during certain times of the year the sun lines up perfectly with specific rocks, and they even have a huge summer solstice celebration here annually, where half the people show up fully naked, so that's fun. Gotta come back here in summer, I guess. Anyway, after pondering about possible conspiracy theories to explain their existence, we decided it was lunchtime. It is lunchtime, my dudes. What's for lunch, you may be wondering? Hash brown. And there's another hash brown. And a gingerbread tree. What do you have for lunch, baby?
I have a fruit salad. Nice and fresh and tasty.
That looks delicious.
Oh, wow.
Taste test. What do you rate it?
10 out of 10.
After that very interesting and informative morning, our tour guide dropped us back off in London right outside this museum, which she recommended we should go into. And since it was free, of course we had to do it. We didn't have much time to wander around this place though, but the giant whale skeleton was quite a sight to behold. Anyway, our next stop was the Tower Bridge, and I was a little nervous to walk across it, I can't lie, since rumor has it it's falling down. But I can confirm that that's a complete lie. The bridge was 100% intact and stable when we crossed it. After taking in the beauty of this bridge, it was time for the thing I was perhaps most excited about on our itinerary. We were going to a 500-year-old pirate pub. It's called the Prospect of Whitby, and it's one of London's oldest pubs. They even have a noose still outside, which I suppose pirates use to hang people on. I don't know, but that was pretty cool. The people there were also super nice, and the food was delicious. We ended up sitting there for about 3 or 4 hours since the vibes were just so cozy. We did eventually have to part ways though, since later in the evening we did have a movie to catch. But not just any movie, we were going to watch Wicked for Good in this old time vintage vibe cinema, and let me tell you, these seats were so comfy. So comfy, in fact, that Katie fell asleep, and when I tried to wake her at the end of the movie, she would not wake up. I genuinely thought she died. I was full force shaking her, and she would not budge. But luckily, after about 30 seconds of me panicking, she decided to arise like nothing had happened. Anyway, personally, I thought the movie was okay. Afterwards, it was about 12 a.m. and we still had to make it home, and since the metro near us was closed, we had to take a bus, which conveniently never showed up. So we kind of just stood around on some spooky side street in the middle of the night before we decided to just get an Uber. Luckily, our Airbnb wasn't too far away though, so it could have been worse. Anyway, this brings us to the end of our journey in London, so I hope you enjoyed watching us frolic around. I don't have a proper way of ending this video because I forgot to film something. I know, I'm a real professional. But stay tuned, a Paris vlog will be incoming very soon. But for now, bye, goodbye everyone, bye, see you, farewell, au revoir.